want. They are jealous of me. I do what I want when I want. They are jealous of me. I do what I want when I want. They are jealous of me.
Tell you that I love you 100 times a day. You'll get tired of my voice, that's how much I'm gonna tell you that I'll miss you. I'll miss you if you go. Yes, I'm gonna let you know just how much I tell you, mama.
And greetings, good evening, good morning for everybody that's out there. And you've tuned in to another lovely episode of Can't Get Right. No, I'm just kidding. This is Socks. A lot of amazing things have been going on in the background for some of you guys who are following me on social media. I'm pretty sure that you guys are aware that I'm starting currently to build a whole lot of challenges for one of the most epic opportunities that I've had through an amazing relationship that I have with Blacks in Cybersecurity. If you guys got time or you're interested in supporting creative InfoSec professionals that are Black people underrepresented inside of the InfoSec community, please feel free to stop on by blacksincyberconf.com. That's where you'll be able to link up if you want to be an ally, or if you're a person of color that's looking to find their way in cybersecurity. You'll find myself and a whole slew of talent, definitely talented Black people out there doing their thing. So I just always want to drop out a great note and tip my hat to the great organization there and things that's going on. Shout out to Alex and Michaela. Also the first lady of cyber over there, Alana, for running a really great ship, supported by yours truly, Socks, doing director of Red Team Operations and Big CTF. So with that said, we'll be at DEF CON this year. Really amazing opportunity, and one of the things that I want to just kind of jump into right off the top is a very important topic that a lot of people bring up. They're like, hey, I want to start a lab, I want to build, how do I learn, things like that. Should I use Proxmox? Should I use VMware? Should I use Oracle OpenBox? My answer, or should I use Guacamole? My answer is kind of along the lines of a lot of the people that have been in the Discord server and saying like, hey, try all of them and see what works for you. Everything comes with its challenges. What you're gonna see from me is how to execute and implement based upon a VMware ESXi situation, and that's something that that maybe everyone doesn't have the opportunity to execute on, but typically, like, the way that you go about it is the same. No matter what setup that you're doing, you're gonna definitely have three major components. One, you're gonna have your network component, you're gonna have your host component, and then the final component that you're gonna have is how you're gonna approach the overall, what are you seeking to learn. So is it configured to give me the maximum opportunity to learn or to experience what I'm trying to understand. Some of the things that might be a little bit more difficult for my position may be a little bit of the network and routing, making it look more realistic, but it's okay if you just have a flat network. And what I mean by flat network is you just got two boxes sitting inside the same infrastructure, and one can talk to the other, right? They both share the same network, and that's typically where I found that to be super useful is when I'm installing something or I'm using something from VoneHub, like badstore.net. Before I get too far down the road, let me just open up open up a really cool page. Well, a lot of people ask me like, what is this page that just keeps popping up every time I open up my browser? And as you can see, I like a whole lot of different things, right? If you've been with me, you know, I'm all over the internet, right? However, a very good tool that helps me stay organized is a product called Start.me. If you got a chance, I mean, I'm not paid by these people, but I gotta, you know, tip my hat to people who do it well. So as you can see, it allows you to one, set up your bookmarks in a very easy to track, and easy to identify layout. So I have set this up to be kind of my start page no matter what, like, so it's my home page whenever I open up a browser. So what I want to do is, as you guys can see, what do I want to do? Vone Hub. I want to go to Vone Hub. All right, so there's a website called Vone Hub. It's Vulnerable by Design. So if you go ahead and click it, these are VMs that people have pre-compiled for people to download and implement into their into their private environment, or into their private cloud, or inside of their own private testing environment. And I gotta tell you guys really quickly, if you choose to download anything, like something that I give you, something that you saw on the net that you thought was cool, always make sure that you're not downloading stuff that you don't understand how they work to your local box. That's a recipe for disaster. And then secondly, always make sure that if you can, at all times, you pull it down into a VM, or into a quote-unquote sandboxed environment. A lot of the boxes that I use, especially when it comes to Windows, the boxes that I use in Windows are definitely what do you call it? Trial. Their trial edition. And because I'm not trying to make money off of them, and it's hosted inside of my own environment, where only I leverage or deal with them, then I'm able to, I'm able to use these things and share it with you. I will, I'll eventually pay for a standalone license, but that's a little bit later on down the route. That's something that you definitely want to consider as you get down the road. Okay. Let me pop over here. Flip over to my Twitch stream. I got a few questions. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Sorry if my clickety clack keyboard is super loud. I'll show you guys what I type with. This is what I type with. As you notice down here, there's no keyboard. This is called a TKL, a 60% mechanical keyboard. I think everyone should get one. This one that I got's not too expensive. I didn't spend over $100 something on it, so it's it's got Cherry MXs, so it's nice and clicky. Reminds me of back when I first got into cybersecurity, or not cybersecurity, first started working with computers. First computer, Commodore 64, and boy did those keyboards make a lot of delicious noise, right? So I just want to share with you guys Vone Hub. If you get, if you're working on trying to get good at like doing host-based analysis, and and you just need a box, one of the good things is they try and give you like rating scale, so difficulty and what the purpose of the box is. So that's something that's super cool that exists for you. I just want to share with you guys. This is an amazing tool, amazing collection of stuff for you to go forth and work on. And for those of you who are out there who like to work on packets, I think it's very important for you guys to understand. There's another website, and I'm trying to think about it off the top of my head. It's called CFREDS. CFREDS. So the CFREDS project. So the CFREDS project is amazing. It's computer forensics reference data sets, right? So when you want to get into like network analysis, get jobs like that, how do you train? Like, how do you get like good at understanding how, what a packet looks like or what people are looking for? Well, what CFREDS did, and I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong, but I call it CFREDS because it's C and FRED makes Fred, and S is plural form, so CFREDS. And what they have here is like data sets, so you can legit like download these different PCAPs and images. Here, I'll just click on one, and they have really great scenarios. So it's a scenario based cases for people to go out and really get good at doing host-based analysis on stuff that mimics real world opportunities. So I really want to, I hope it's provided by NIST.gov. I really hope that you guys can take the time and check them out and give them a little bit of, give them a little bit of love as far as using their stuff. They have EnCase images, which, if you guys don't know, EnCase is a type of computer forensics software, and they also create hardware where you can quickly ingest data and find computer artifacts that'll allow you to more quickly identify anomalous behavior within a given image file, right? And the rest are DD images. So DD images, just for you guys so that you understand, and this is an important thing in the InfoSec community, right? Is understanding what you're getting and how that those different artifacts will allow for you to be able to translate that into attributable actions on a network. So what a DD image is a bit by bit copy of a hard drive or of a volatile memory or of a USB key, which would probably fall into that category. Anyway, and what they have is they have a bunch of questions here that you can like train on, and then they even give you an answer key. I will tell you how I personally implemented this. Being on a team, on the cyber protection team, one of the biggest things that I had to worry about, right, being government, is not necessarily going out and doing analysis on live industry target sets, so to speak, right? So not like hopping on, or violating the rights of business or the local population. So how do you learn in a situation where where you don't have that type of access? Well, first we started off with machines that had a series of problems on them, and then we kind of tried to identify the anomalous traffic that way from a network and a host-based perspective. But what I wanted to introduce to my team, because what we did was we were threat hunters, is I would pull in some of these challenges and have them on a weekly basis. We would look through these things and try and answer all of these questions as a matter of maintaining technical proficiency and making sure that we stay sharp, right? So with that said, this is another great way that you can be around the company. You can interact with your friends other infosec aspiring professionals, and then you know, just download one of these case files and see how far you can go, and then have a conversation about, like, hey, this is what I use to identify this, and this helps you to kind of develop your own personal SOP, and be able to kind of move forward. And last but not least, we've talked about host base, but let me drop in my last thing, and this is for network base. So I think it's malwaretrafficanalysis.net, I think. Yeah, that's it right there. So malwaretrafficanalysis.net. Another way that you're going to be able to kind of work on your own technical proficiency, or work with teams or groups, or even introduce to your boss, like, hey, have you heard of this website? I really want to shout out to the team who maintain this website, because this is a gem. It is something definitely that you want to consider whenever you're thinking about dealing with PCAP files and network-based analysis. Malwaretrafficanalysis.net has a lot of good stuff. So you just go to analysis exercises, you click there, and then look, you have a bunch of PCAPs that you can go through, and then they have kind of a scenario. They give you a background, and here's the actual files that you have to go through, and then you're able to kind of try and figure out, like, let's try and answer some of these questions. And it also comes with the answer key, and this is also a tool that I've used, like, with my team to make sure that, you know, we were able to not only identify the threat, but use and tune our tools in such a way that it became second nature for us to understand, like, oh, I got a PCAP, let me go ahead and open up Wireshark, or let me open up T-Shark, you know, in order for me to really look through what these packet headers have in them, or what type of malicious payloads are existing inside of network-based traffic. So hey guys, if you're looking to build your experience and develop, these are all great resources. With that said, we're gonna go ahead and jump back in, right? All right, so right now for my quick demo, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick up with where I left off last week, with adding my domain to adding my Windows machine to the domain. All right, so here's the setup. I have one domain controller, which I stood up, and I also have one Windows 10 target box, we'll call it. And the first thing that you want to do as you start to build out your lab is, one, remember you want to set up different networks to make sure that you're operating inside of a safe environment, right? So this box, Win10 Lame TGT, or Windows 10 Lame Target, is actually on the network CTF, right? CTF port group right here. And here's the information. Of course, here's the installation media, but this is pretty much how much space I've allocated to this particular box. I dropped 50 gigs on it, and 4 gigs of RAM, and 2 CPUs, just so that I can get a near functioning Windows 10 machine. I just want to make sure that it's as close to real as possible, but the base requirements for Win 10, I believe, is one virtual CPU, at least 2 gigs of memory, and at least 30 gigs of hard drive space for it to function, right? So I just doubled up, because I don't like to be annoyed by slow running machines, and I have the resources to do so. So right now you're seeing, like, this is the network adapter that it's attached to. Conversely, if I click on its domain controller, you'll see it has 3 CPUs on it, because it also is handling mail. It's handling mail. It's handling domain. It's handling certificate authorities. So I mean, I wanted to make sure that it was at least minimally robust, right? And as you can see, I'm using a ZintYall installation, the community edition, just because it's a real quick plug and play. If you guys are interested, just go head over to ZintYall, ZENTYAL, and then you can pull down. What you want to do is click community and then download the ZintYall development edition. I think it's really quick, easy to implement. Normally inside of Windows environments, Windows shops like to stay Windows or at least have a Linux based domain controller. I think ZintYall is Linux based, so I kind of cover that, but by no means is this a traditional execution of a domain controller. It's something that you'll probably find in Sohos or hobbyist environments, right? And we're hobbyists, so we're gonna use them. All right, so we're gonna go ahead back, and as you can see, I have one network adapter inside the exit node, and that's acting as my WAN. That your WAN controller is, or your WAN interface is always pointing toward the internet, right? I always think about WAN as waving to another city, right? And then LAN is everything from the other side of your firewall inwards, or the other side of your network of your internet facing device inward, looking inward, right? So as you can see, I got that CTF port group, which this guy is connected to. And how do we know? Also that this is handling DHCP. And how do we know? Let me make that bigger. We know that because when I hover, we see the consortium.freerange.socks, which is what the domain controller is propagating across the network. So when you want to set up your or attach your machine to a domain, the first thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead into settings from your computer, and from your computer you want to go to System Info. And from System Info, as you can see right now, and a good way to find out if this is connected to a domain, let me show you guys a little quick trick. Bam, right? So I don't know if this thing is on the network. One of the things that I like to do is I just run the command net. What is it? Net groups? Net users. Boom. Right? So, net users. Right now, it's putting out that what my account status is currently, and also as you can see, it names the computer itself. But if I go here, let me go net question mark, and this works on any Windows computer. You can type it in. So if I go net counts, boom. I mean, this is a great way for you to go through and figure out like what's going on within like any of your edge devices that's or any of your host boxes that are running Windows. And then as you can see, it's the computer role is workstation, which is a basic a default a user group that you get dropped into, and as you can see, I have work group here. And what else? Let's go net. Gotta do groups. Boom. And it says this can be used only on Windows domain controller, and of course it's not on a domain right now, nor is it a domain controller. So net computer oops, hold on, I'm not gonna go down this route because I know that it's not connected to a domain. So let's save everybody a little bit of time. Oops, stop. But you just learned a quick, neat command called net. And let's change some settings here. All right, so right now, I want to change this computer's domain. I want to add it to the domain consortium. Okay, cool. Okay. I believe that's it. Or it might not be. Should be it. Okay, great. And then I gotta enter in. So then in order to add it to the domain, you gotta use an admin on the domain, right? So in this case, William.Crimea. And I don't remember his password. What's William Crimea's password? Let's see. Okay, there we go. That should be it. And if all is well, it will accept. And then you'll see, welcome to the consortium freerangesocks.com domain. So we've just added our endpoint to the domain. Of course, I need to restart my computer in order. Oh no. Hey there, you look. By default, domain users can join up to 10 machines to domain. Thank you for that useful piece of information. I didn't notice you there. It's great to see you. Great to have you there. Yeah, so we've just added our first machine to the domain, and what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and close. We're gonna go ahead and restart now, because why not? And my original, the initial host user, the host admin, so to speak, was pl.saintbernard. So when we log back in, because it's now on the domain, and I have users inside of my domain, as long as my users in the domain, the users have been added to the domain, I'm going to be able to use any of their creds in order to log in. So let's test out my theory, shall we? Should I put on like intermission music for this time? Because everyone knows that Windows takes forever to restart. Oh, look at that. Those extra CPUs that I added might have given a little bit of assistance there. And as you can see now, when I log back in, I have PS Saint Bernard, which is my host admin, and have my host space admin, and now I can go other user. Now my other user, and you see I'm signing into Consortium, right? Which is pretty sweet, right? And I can now, let me use someone else. I have a user, I think I have a user named Pepe Le Pew, because he was my idol when I was growing up. Standby for the standby. I gotta look at my passwords here. Ooh, you know what? Maybe Nan Pecha is gonna work. You guys like that name? I'll tell you. Check out her name. Nan Pecha. I don't think many of you guys are gonna get it if you're not in InfoSec. Not Pecha was a popular popular hack that occurred, which was super dope. So I actually got to train with this Navy, or no, she was a Coast Guard InfoSec professional, and her last name legit was Pecha. And I'm like, so why is your call sign not Pecha? And she just looked at me, rolled her eyes, and walked away. And by the way, I don't know, she had a call sign. I forget it though. It wasn't as memorable as her last name though. Alright, so let's remember, what are those passwords? Yeah, maybe. Let's see. There we go. So, all right, we use domain creds of a standard user. As a matter of fact, in this case, she is an intern or a intern. She is a contractor that the Free Range Socks edition hired on to come in and do some security work. I'm sure that she's not going to save her password as password. Guaranteed that she won't do that. But if you have access to something awesome like RockU, you might just be able to crack that password, because you know everyone gets a bad rap. Let me go ahead and exit out of it. I do have one thing that I do not like about what happens sometimes with my VMware is that while I have installed VM tools, it doesn't always sync properly. So it kind of frustrates me. But anyway, here we are. We're let's see, let's go into users. If I click this, what do I want to do? You're not gonna show me? Yeah. As you can see, Nan Pecha is part of the Consortium domain. And we know this because of how things are here, and that's pretty much where I wanted to hold up and demonstrate, show you guys some stuff. Let's go back. Let me go here. And go to settings just so that we can see the same stuff that we were looking at before. So then go from here down to about. From about, we're gonna go down over yonder to system info. I do know that there's easier ways to go about doing things, but I believe if we don't understand the fundamental ways of getting to things, then shortcuts are simply a crutch. As you can see, I'm now on the domain. Look at that, look at that. And my full computer name has changed to a small hiccup on my connection, and my apologies for that. But this is kind of where we're gonna stop. Again, like I said, feel free to go to Windows, pull down your own copy of Windows. Once you pull down your own copy of Windows, one of the things that you're going to be able to do is explore kind of what it's like to add and remove things from the domain. How is that important as a InfoSec professional? Well, if you don't understand how packets traverse a given network, then the problem becomes then is that you become limited in your options, and two, your ability to be to leverage different resources is definitely going to be impacted. So there's value in understanding and standing up your own micro network. And if you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free move my finger right there. You see my my social media stuff popping up. Please feel free to reach out there, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys. Next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some attacker boxes, and when I get live, I'm going to try and shoot some exploits at these things. All right. Again, I'd like to thank everybody who took the time to come out onto the board and chat with me, work with me, offer those very kind words of encouragement, and I hope to see you guys again soon. All right, so I'm gonna roll out of this joint, and I guess I should have some ending music, right? How about that? As I get out of here, thanks for the lovely evening we were able to spend together. You the best.
Like everything